Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to make some altered paper clips, but they are altered paper clips with a pocket or a slide tuck, a side tuck. So let's get making one of those. So these are my samples. These ones I've already made. This one is just with a pocket, and I tucked in some little little French word cards right there, and I used some lace, stamped image, some coffee dyed fabric, and a button, and you can see the back. That was one. Then I made this one with the same kind of paper. I was kind of using up that paper that I had, and I made this a double side. So this one has a little bitty tuck spot right there, and this one has some, so you can see this side's bigger and deeper because it goes the whole length. This side just goes up to here. So I just put in one of those, and I just covered it with some lace and some butterflies that I had punched, and I used some there we go again. I used some Nouveau Dream Drops, like a lilac color, and those are really pretty, and some lace, and that was that. This one I made a little pocket, and I made a little tag pocket, and same idea. Just made a little tag using the paper to use up some scraps. And this is not my original idea. A lot of these side ones, the side tuck, came from, I believe, E at Scrapping with Me, and I think it was the MS Scrap Busters that I was watching. So I made this one a pocket though, and I put a tag in it, and I just put some, I believe there's some cheesecloth, some lace, a little paper punch of a butterfly, and just some little pearls, some flat back pearls. Then I just made this one. So this one is again, this is a side one, so this is gonna clip on the side. All these other ones are top ones. This is a side one, and I made this one a pocket. So this is a pocket, and just goes like that. And then this is the inside pocket, as you can see. So I kind of made an illusion so you to think that this card was that big, but it's not. And these are my little things I made with my coffee filter. So I just added that on, and I used some old music. So we're going to make a couple of these today. I have another one that I want to try. So first we'll go with the big one. So I already started. You can use this is for scraps, so just use with any kind of scraps you have. I was just playing around with some. So this is like a pretty big scrap. You can do it any size, because see, this is my other one that I'm doing. And so I have my paper clip here. I always put the small side on the inside, and I leave the bigger side on the outside. And I just folded it over because it's going to be like these. It's going to be a tuck here and a tuck here. But first thing I'm going to do is, and I don't care if, I think on these, no, did I? No. I don't really care if the paper clip's showing through. That doesn't bother me. But you can do it where the paper clip is not showing. I did it like that. So I cut a little notch, and I stuck the paper clip inside the notch, and I did it that way. Here I am. I still have glue on my fingers. So we're going to start with this one. And what I'm going to do is, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to secure the paper clip down. So this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use some packing tape. So I'm just going to get some packing tape. enough to cover it. I'm going to cover that whole thing. Yeah, I had ink and glue on my fingers, which came off on the tape, but I was going to see that. Alright, so now I'm going to glue this flap down. And I'm going to use my art glitter glue for that. No hot glue required for this one. And these are pretty strong. They are not going to move once they're taped and glued down. They're not going anywhere. 'Cause I use the same technique on the other ones, and they are rock hard. So they are not going anywhere. Alright, so I'm going to glue that down. That looks good. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is, because I want to cover the front of this, so I'm going to get some music paper. I have some music paper right here. It's holy paper, holy music paper, but we are okay with that. So I'm just going to rip it. And I don't even have to do that whole side because that side's getting glued down. So I'm just going to rip it like that. And I'm okay with purple showing through. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some glue on here. And then I'm just going to put my paper down on top of it, and then we'll cut the edges off because this paper is kind of brittle. So I just want to get it on there, and then we'll deal with it. So I'm just going to get this on there. Get that on there nice. Now I'm just going to cut the ends off. I could rip it, but I'm just not in a ripping mood today. So I'm just going to try to be as flush as I can. Then that's like that. What I'm going to do is I am going to do this though, just so we can have a nice flush edge. Okay, so now what I have to do is I'm going to cover this and then cover this. I'm going to use the same paper as much as I can. Because again, I don't need the whole thing because that's going to cover some of it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put some glue on this up until the corner, well, up until that fold line. Let's use this art glitter glue. Nothing's coming off. That's why I love it. Wait, I'm just gonna put this, seeing that rip is like there. Okay. I know I put glue there, but we're gonna kind of take that off because I don't want anything sticking. It's gonna impede our ability to stuff something in it. You don't want that. Alright. So now what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to cut that off. Again, just cutting as close as I can. I don't want to cut the other paper, but I'm going to cut it as close as I can. And make sure those edges are down good because it's the end and things will stick to it or flip it up if those edges aren't good. Alright, so now I'm gonna just do this one now. Although I kinda like the purple like that. Pinky purple, lilac. I might leave it like that. I kinda like that. Depends what I'm gonna put on the front though. What are we gonna put on the front? I kinda like the ruffle. I kinda like the ruffle. Let's see if those little things I made last time. I think I kind of used them all. Those things don't match, so I think we're winging it today. So I think what I'm going to do is, I don't know. I think I want to cover it. Let's cover it. Just make the whole thing the same. If it doesn't cover it, the whole thing, that's fine. I'm okay with that. So I'm just going to put glue on this corner now. And this is why I haven't glued it down, because I want to make sure I have all the paper on it that I want to put on it. And then I'm going to distress the edges so that you don't have to worry about missing something if, like the flap, if I glued everything down and then distress. So you want to distress it first before you glue things down. Not the paper. I wasn't to worry about the paper because I'm going to distress it on here anyway. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go this way. I'm going to cut it this way. Cut it off. And then I'm going to flip it this way and cut it off. I kind of angle it a little bit down so that it kind of gets into the crease. Even if there's anything like sticking up, you can always glue it down. Like there's a little piece sticking up. We're gonna, oh, we have a cat. Alright, so now that I have all my paper down that I want, it's going to look like this when it's done. Well, when we're done putting the paper on. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to distress my edges. Distress all the edges so it just looks nice and aged. And I'm using Tim Holtz Distress Oxides. Don't forget about that fold once that's down. Alright, now I just have to do this one. I'm just going to look, see how I like everything. Beauteous. Okay. Now that that's done, now I can glue down my sides. So I'm going to glue this side down first. And there's one side down. Give that a good press so it sticks good. Then I'm going to glue the other side. Glue this little flap down. And there you go. There we have our little paperclip. So now what I'm going to do is, now it's time for the fun part, to decorate. Let me just put this in. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a coffee filter ruffle. I'm just eyeballing it. I'm trying to make it straight. And then all I do with this is I just stop folding it. I just fold it up, and I'm trying to fold it where it's in a straight line. So I'm just doing creases, and I'm not worried about if everything's even, if my folds are even, because I'm just trying to get it straight. The name of the game is just get it done. It's going to be cute no matter what. Let's see. Let's try this end piece. Where do we go? Right here. I'll do one more like that. Come on now. So tiny. Okay. So now I have my little piece. It's going to go over here like this. And it can be wonky all at once. It's still going to be cute. So I'm just going to take my art glitter glue. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little dab of glue underneath each flap. And then that way it'll keep it from unraveling. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. Sometimes you don't have to do every one on the other side, but we'll just see how it goes. Just need a little dab. Let's see. Sometimes see how that one's flipping up. So I'm just going to go back here and I'm just going to add a little dab. And that'll keep it straight. And I know I'm going to fold it. I know I'm going to glue it down. However, I just like to make sure these things aren't going to go anywhere. Because if I was sewing them, which I have not sewn anything yet. Okay. So here's my little ruffle. Oh, it's straightened out. See that? Now let me see if I want the little part on top. No, we don't have to worry about that at this moment. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to just stress it a little bit. I just stress it just a little bit on the edges. Even though it was coffee dyed, I still want to distress the edges. I just like that look. Gives it more of a vintage, antique-y look. What's that piece? Piece is bothering me. Okay. Now I'm going to glue that on there. the way I wanted it to go? Did I just do the wrong side? I can see all that glue. You know what? Let me just do this. I know it doesn't matter, but I don't like how I can see all that glue. Oh, man. All right. Okay. I'm going to put this bad boy on here. Straighten him out. Okay. Now we're good. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I have my 2 pockets. I still have to put something on here. I want to decorate that with something. What? I do not know. I have my little thing here. My little goodie something. I could put some flowers. That could be cute. Have a little blue. Have a little blue. I could do that like I did with the butterflies, but this time I'll just do it with flowers. Maybe I'll do that. And then I'll put a little something in the middle. Alright, I think I'll do that because that looks cute. I think, but then I wonder. Yeah, that should be good. That should be good. I'm looking at my little thing here. I think I like the blue flowers. But I am going to distress them. So they look a little bit old, even though they're pretty blue. And this one has a little bit of stickles or something on it, but that's okay. Right, I'm gonna glue these on. I'm gonna put one here. I'm gonna offset them. Put one here. And then I'm gonna put one here. All right. And then, let's see, what do we want for the middle? Let's see, I would like probably a flat back pearl. However, I do not have any in my vicinity. So, let me see. I could put a little thing like that. We can do that. I'm gonna use my Fabri-Tac for that. Then we can find something to stick inside. Yep, that's all over. So this is a good way to get rid of scraps or get rid of extra book pages you have hanging around. You could just, I wasn't too worried about what the content was going to be on the music because it's going to get covered up. So there's that. All right, there's one. This is what I do. I harvest all my gems from other things. But if I'm not going to use them, why not? And I have a ton of these too. So Did I just pull the thing off that? I think so. I think, oh, actually, nope, that'll still work. Did that go down right? Will it though? Yeah. Okay. So there we have it. There's our little, there's one. So now what I'm going to put inside there, I'm going to put the same thing like this. And I have some of those words. I think those are from Tim Holtz. A whole bunch. So let's see what we have. I can put story. And I always forget to look. Put story and journey. That looks good. That's a good one. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to distress, even though they have a coating, I'm still going to distress the edges. And I can stick journey out this way. And story in this way. And it doesn't really show, well, it kind of shows a little bit. But there you go. There's that one. So there's one right there. So there's a little tuck right there and a tuck right there. And that will go like that. Alright, so I have this really quick one I want to show you. I want to make a little mini like word pocket.